Rahu Bot Collective, Grand Rising. Welcome into another video. I really like using the decks that I made. I really do. So we're gonna go ahead and use this. We're gonna use them. We're gonna use as well the Animal Spirit deck, just because it's fun, and because it's being requested a lot. We're gonna use the Angel Tarot at the end. A lot of people really miss that, so we're gonna bring that back, just to see what protection's going around. But I'm just hearing time for action. So there's a spring, Eight of Wands energy. There's a time to go. It's a time to be in the flow. It's a time not to be stagnant. There's a plan that you've seen or made, and the divine's wanting you to know that it's time for things to start coming into gear. Remember that you are the God, the creator of your reality, and anything that you do desire or don't desire is all created by you. How you're looking at things and how you're projecting, rejecting, receiving, perceiving, and all sorts of things, right? It's you. So really focus in on what's being called to you. Hathor comes out. There's a lot of protection. There's a beauty happening. There's something blossoming. There's something. It's pleasurable though. Whatever you're working on, whatever you're doing, is to create beauty. Is to create a solid foundation for you to be on. A solid foundation for you to create with. And right now, it's time to put effort into it. It's like it's laid dormant for so long, and you're needing to work on it. And it's like you've been distracted. It's giving the Eight of Cups, but at the same time, your problem is the Seven of Cups because there's so many other things, and they're not important. They're not big. It's your ego that's like, do this. You need to do this because XYZ. And this is how your ego, this is how your masculine, your right side, your brain has been controlling you, has been forcing you to do these menial tasks that seem important or that seem helpful or that seem like it's giving you something in return. When in actuality, it's really been stalling you from everything that you're desiring, stalling you from uh creating. This could be with the beauty element. It could be a workout regimen. It could be you wanting to do something different with yourself and you need to try and do it. It's like you need to trust this intuitive part of yourself, and it's time to launch with it at this time. Yeah, because this is your path. This is you nurturing your path. Again, this is your protective path. This is where you're growing. This is where you're going. This is your not your make or break, but this is your sprouting test, I would say. This is where it's like you have all these ideas. Are you going to let them blossom, or are you just going to let them stay subside and hidden? And this is what you really need to pay attention to when it comes down to the basis of things, because there's a lot of forward movement that's waiting to happen. There's a lot of ambition that you've had that's been shut down due to you doing something the wrong way. This could be as simple as you using your phone for something that you should just be using your computer for. Or this is something like you could really easily do, you could really easily, how am I going to say this? Because I had it and then it just went away. You could do something in a different way, easier, but you're refusing to do it. There's like a simple question that requires like a yes or no, and you're not asking that question to get further, or you're not just doing an action that could skip that entire question in totality. There's this conversation, there's this communication, not really with anyone else. It could be with someone else, it could be with yourself, it could be with the divine. It's just a conversation, an interaction that needs to be happening for you to do something. And it's on, something's on stall, like something's been loading for a while. When it comes to your security, your safety, your comfort, maybe a home, housing, stability, whatever, there's something that's been waiting for you to go out and grab, something that's been waiting for you to go out and try. And it's nerve wracking almost. It's not that you're afraid to do it, but you have this resilience to do this. Maybe it's a fear of actually having comfort, and then when you get that comfort, you're afraid of the future fear of that comfort being ripped away. Or it's something like projected outward, though. It's definitely like you've gone through something in the past and you don't want to necessarily go through it again, but that's not the case at this point. This isn't something that you need to worry about. You are very protected. The angels are with you. Michael's with you is what I'm hearing fully because I heard the sirens outside. But it's really the divine is giving you all sorts of signs to show you that you're going to be good. There's just a step you need to take. I mean, here with the blessed heaven card, there's a lot of luck on your side. You're creating heaven with you. The Orions are watching you. The Orions, the stars there, the Sirius A and B, mainly the Orions, are they have their glare on you, and they're waiting for you to take this jump, to take this next step, because they know it's going to be beneficial for you. You just need to open your vessel up more. You could just be telling yourself you're going to do a plan over and over again, and you're not doing it. And it's as simple as that. And once you start doing that, it's going to start freeing up energy. It's going to show that you're able to do things. It's like they're weaning you back. I wonder why I don't maybe jump. What the hell? It's like they're weaning you back on something. They're weaning you back on the path that you're supposed to be going down. It has a lot to do with the stars, my odds out here, with the truth. It's like the seasons, it's time. It's time to start blossoming. The season is now. It's time to start walking in your truth. The stars are aligning. It's time for you to truly walk in the light that who you're supposed to be and not let anything else stop you in that path. It's really time to move forward, is what I'm getting. It's really time to start moving forward. And it's genuinely like the time, it's the opportunity now. But you have all these south node, these habits that keep you back, things in the past that you're wanting to bring back, um safety zones, comfort zones, false ways of being that you need to eliminate. It's like you're trying to show people who you are, but you don't do it immediately, and it's causing stagnations within your whole vessel. It's causing stagnations within what you're trying to do moving forward. It's causing all sorts of rambunctiousness, right? But I don't know if you can hear the door slamming out there, but it's like there's something outside that's trying to almost distract you or do something different, trying to get you to move away from what you're desiring to do. And you almost feed into it because you believe that, oh, if I pay attention to this, if I believe that this is happening with that, then it's going to help me. It's going to create some sort of stronger barrier when that's not the case at all. Again, this is something about you needing like talking, air sign communication, flighty, the swords, the mind. It's something about the way you're thinking. It's something about the way things come towards you that's making you see something in a different light that's not supposed to be there, or it's making you think of things. It's like a bad thinking habit, really, that's being shown to you. It could just be the belief system that you still have that you're needing to get rid of because you're not needing to believe, you're needing to know. And these belief systems, or oh, I believe this is going to work, I believe that's going to work, ends up putting that doubt in your mind subconsciously, and it's holding you back from doing what you actually desire to do. And there's a need to really focus on that and change that. Yeah, because it's like you've been warned about it. It's like your tower, it's like your warning of like what thoughts are you having that are not beneficial to you, what thoughts are you entertaining that aren't good for you, what are you doing that's causing you to just like lower your energy, where are you spending your energy again. And we kind of, that's kind of how we talked yesterday, but now it's more of like mentally, what mental things are you, do you keep saying and thinking to yourself that just aren't beneficial to you. What's causing stagnation, what's causing you to feel lost, what's causing you to feel betrayed almost, not only by yourself but even by others if you're still dealing with that, you know what I mean. But what's causing you to not elevate to the highest part of yourself, where are you stuck at. And it's just a south. You might have a south node that's an air sign, um, and that could be a big issue as well. Looking up like what the south side air sign means for you, if you have your south node and the air sign that is, and seeing how you can work around it, like looking up how can I work around it or getting an astrological reading or however, because there's a lot of like emotion that you have. It's like a back and forth thing because you'll move forward and you'll do something or you'll know of something or you'll believe in something however you are, and once you start going down that path it's like you want to turn away. It's like you get like almost halfway, like I want to turn around and go back home, or I want to go take a different path. It's about staying on the same path, being aware of what you can do, and don't thin yourself out, but see where you can multitask. See the things that are most important to you now, and then worry about the rest as they pop up. Because right now it's like connecting. It's time to connect. Um, hold on, give me a second. Yeah. So Mercury is squaring Uranus right now, and that's going to bring in communication. That's going to bring in unexpected news, some good luck, some breakthroughs. It is just a time to connect. So really work on what matters for you. Don't break things apart. This could do with relationships. This could be a friend. This is just could be a message you've been wanting to get for a while. However, this is, be careful because this is also going to bring in a past cycle as well. This could be something that you keep talking about to people, or something you keep bringing up with people, and it's a cycle that's about to either occur again and you're going to see it and need to stop it from occurring. This could be internal or external cycle, or this is you already going down a path of a cycle, and instead of beating yourself up in the same ways, or still thinking the same ways, or still moving in the same way, or having the same feelings, you're gonna connect to yourself more this time and change that path and change how you're moving, using more love, using more um, benefit to self, showing yourself who you are, even coming back to an older version of yourself, and seeing how much you've changed, even going to like like a person who likes things that you used to like or does things that you used to do, seeing them in a newer light, being more honest with yourself, being more authentic, not just succumbing to past versions of yourself because you think that they're more entertaining or uh more accepted. You know what I mean? There's something about being to meditate, being harmony, being in stillness, really seeing where you're at, really being in that silent space. I'm getting the philosopher's stone as well, just really knowing who you are, your restrictions, your uh your creativeness, the things that you believe are disabilities, all the things of yourself, and seeing where you lay at, seeing what you can do, not being afraid. A lot of people are afraid of the DEI stuff, and that is putting a mental block, a mental pressure on people, making them think that, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm scared of this not happening, I'm scared of that not happening. It's just not helping them. um and though that can be a scary thing depending on who you are, that doesn't restrict you from doing your own thing. At that point, that's just you. People will support you, but at the same time you have to stop being around the people that you know if you're looking for support. When they say local support, that doesn't just mean like your friends and stuff. That means the people that don't even know you. They're still your locals as well, and getting them out as well. And though that can be difficult and take time, it's not to be pressured. You're not like, don't stress about it. Allow yourself to build on how you're wanting to build, and allow a community of people around you to help you with that. There's something about the universe, the elementals, the flow of life at this point that you're getting inbound with. And this is just really showing you who you are. This is showing how you interact with the universal laws, how you're going to respond to the universal laws, so you don't have to keep repeating old cycles or old ways of being. And this communication really could be with someone else externally who's coming in to kind of like talk to you, and it's going to show you how much you've grown within life. It's going to show you how much you've expanded, how much you've changed for the better, or hell, even for the worse. It's going to show you your full totality, and it's up to you to really accept it. This is an upgrade. This is something, a lucky break's coming through. When you're with this flow, you're going to be receiving an increase of what? I don't know. It could be anything. It could be an increase of peace of mind, an increase of ideas, increase of support, increase of finance, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be related to money. This could be simply an increase of people to talk to, an increase of wisdom, an increase of knowledge. That don't attach it to the physical. It could be an increase of anything. It could literally just be an increase of energy for a while, an increase of eyesight. You never know, right? But it's about accepting it. Something good's coming in, and it's asking you to be in this mastery energy and this king of whatever wands, pinnacle, wands, cups, swords, pinnacles energy. It could be a pinnacle. It could be wands and pinnacles since it's a pinnacle like that. But it's a mastery of something. You're needing to be the king. You're going to need to master what you've been receiving so you can move forward. And this is what it's asking you to do. Master it. You've gone through this cycle so many times. Why are you still afraid? Why are you still in a lack of trust? Why do you still feel like things aren't going to work out? And this is what they're asking you right now. This is the time to focus on. With the memory, focus on what's happened in the past. You'll get memories of, oh, I do this cycle all the time, or I used to do this, I still do this. Master it. What do you need to change? Take it one step at a time. And again, this is the time to take action. With Mars coming out again, take action towards it. When you see the cycle, when you see what's happening, take action towards it. When you see yourself slacking off, when you see yourself not listening to yourself, when you see yourself not following through with a plan, instead of just sitting here down and being like, why am I not doing this, and then talking to yourself and being like, yeah, I'm not doing it because XYZ and yada yada yada, actually get up and start doing it. Actually get up and move. Actually get up and go and do and be that change, so that you don't have to worry, so that you don't have to sit back and be like, oh well, I didn't do this, and because you've already given yourself the answer. Sometimes we are, not even sometimes, it's really all the time, we are our biggest enemy. We will stop ourselves from doing things because we don't feel like doing it, and we have to understand why we don't feel. Sometimes we don't feel like doing it because our thoughts shut us down. Sometimes we end up being a three of swords to ourselves and cutting ourselves off, right? By letting our thoughts control our emotion, our feelings, and make us feel like we don't want to do anything because we're the bully to ourselves. You have to be aware of that and change those habits. Um, because if you didn't want to do anything, you would truly not want to do it. The feelings of anxiety or jitteriness when you're doing something or when you're not doing something means that you need to do it. Means that you're trying to push yourself to do it. You're giving yourself, you're being given the energy to do whatever you need to do. But there's this resilience, this drawback from allowing you to do what you're desiring. They'll understand that. Yeah, the light. Again, it's time to see what's there with the light. It's time to see what's in front of you fully. Embrace yourself in what you can see, but allow yourself to accept in the unknown at the same time. There's something that you, and again, it's something that you already do see. It's just you're needing to put actual attention. You're needing to like allow it to have its spotlight and not shut it down. And this could be for a shadow work. This could be for anything. But when you find out what the issue is, give it that attention, and that attention would be to work on it, to work with it, right? So you can overcome it. Again, this is about ascendancy. This is about you going up, excelling past your past boundaries, excelling past what you believe you can do, breaking boundaries. This is your time. This is the time that the divine wants you to move forward and actually go with what you're desiring to do. It's not a time for excuses. It's not a time for arrogance or ignorance on your half or anyone else's half. It's really, you need to do what you need to do. This is your time to call. This is your flag. This is your warning. And again, you are protected by a circle of light. There is a circle of light around you. There's a circle of things that you can see. There's a cycle around you. There's a cycle of light of things that are just showing themselves to you that you're like, I see this, I see that, I see that. However, I want to change them. And first and foremost, overstand. That's so funny. The FedEx truck just drove by. And if you don't know on the FedEx, I mean, you should know. We did this. I had someone in my like elementary school. and I'll never forget it. They came in and was like, "Can you find the arrow and the FedEx sign?" And a lot of us didn't know what the fuck was going on. And they're like, "It's between the E and the X. There's an arrow, but it's always pointing the opposite way." But it's something about it's time to go. You know which direction to go, so go that direction. That there's signs around you that you're seeing heavily, and you're needing to really pay attention to them because it's time to. It may be time to choose another path. It's time to break that cycle though. And it comes down to your will. It comes down to how bad you actually want it to change. A lot of people, and this is the solid truth. A lot of people will be like, I want to change this, but I don't know how to. They do know how to, but they're not willing to hear themselves clearly enough to get to that point. All the answers are within you. And when you were faced with an idea of, oh, I should do this, but I don't do it because XYZ is here, or because I don't XYZ or whatever, right? That's them using their will against their will. That's them using their free will to, instead of using their free will to follow the divine, they're using their free will to just stop themselves from doing it. And that's the constant battle. But what I was going to say before the FedEx truck came by is the 3D world is simply just an illusion based off of how you perceive it. If you keep looking at your bank account and it has a low balance, you can tell yourself that that's not all the money that's there. It's not. You don't know that it is. You don't know that that's all the money that you're going to have, but you will subconsciously and consciously both agree that that's the money that I have, and I'm not going to have any more than that. And that's what needs to change. That's the type of stuff that you need to start doing with yourself, especially when you're seeing anything. It doesn't have to just do with money, but that's just an easy example, right? Do it with everything. No matter what you see, that's not all that's coming in. There's more coming in. You know that there's more coming in. You have to know these things. It's not the end. Is that the FedEx truck? Yeah, that's a dump truck. And then look at the next card, illusion. You're being tricked by the illusion of the 3D. There's some illusion that you've either fell victim to or fell under, not even gonna say fell victim to, that's a bad statement. Fell under poor circumstances with too many times, or fell under the belief of, if I do this, it's not going to work out, or people aren't going to like it, or whatever, that you're needing to really see and move forward. And it's something that may be coming up within the summer. This illusion may have been put on you past summer. It's about summer. It's about having fun, growing, being in the sun, being in the light, being seen. Usually in the summer you don't wear as much clothing, like you're showing more skin, you're showing more of yourself, being more extroverted, being more of one to be seen, for lack of a better term. But there's something that's immortal. There's your energy that's immortal, for one. But you have this, I want to say, like, translucent shield, for the lack of a better term, that helps you. It shows you who you are. It's this fact that you feel like things are just going to break down and disappear and not grow anymore. It's just like, if I do something that doesn't work, I'll never be able to do it again. That type of mindset. When in actuality, that's not what's going on. You need to realize that anything you do is immortal. You can pick things up from the past. You can continue doing things again if you're desiring to. You can continue walking down the path. The ideas that you have aren't dead. It's the only thing that's dead is your passion towards that idea that you can revive. And you're needing to really see that and move forward, because there's hands in the background of poltergeist. There's hands within the realm of the invisible, within the realm of the pyre, within the realm of the divine, of the whatever's, right? They're moving things for you. They're moving things away. And at the same time, you're moving things away on this 3D by being here and thinking and believing it and putting your energy into things. It's moving things as well. It's putting things into place, putting blockages in the way, and moving things as well. There's a lot of hands moving that you can't see behind the scenes when it comes down to it. And you're needing to understand what hands are moving where, why these hands are moving, and how you can help yourself with it. Because what you're trying to do is remove this famine, this pestilence off of you, this regret, this dread, this toxic behavior that you have between you and your manifestations in your life, and what you're desiring, because you're focusing on the wrong things. You're focusing either too small on things, or you're focusing on things that actually just don't matter at all. And this is, they're asking you to change, not just them, but yourself deep inside you, the divine, whoever your guys are asking you to change these things. This is a battle between you and yourself that you've been stuck in, that needs to be changed. And this battle's been going on maybe since the winter, since last winter, since this winter, since it's still going on technically, or however, right? It's about the winter time. It's about this hibernation, this battle between leaving hibernation and doing something more grand, or staying where you're at. So really make that decision. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? What do you want to do? Get that clarity. There's a cleansing that you may need to do. Like, again, some of you might need to fast, some of y'all just need to meditate more. It's like there's there's been this busyness that's distracted you and cluttered up your mind, cluttered up your visions, cluttered up your path, that you're needing to see in a different light and move differently. Yeah, banishment, taking things out, removing. See what you need to stop doing. Banish it, get rid of it, stop doing it, and create something new with that empty space. A lot of times, what people will do, especially with shadow work and root work and stuff, I see it all the time. They'll go around and they'll break down these barriers. Like, yeah, I don't have this barrier anymore, but they won't create anything now with that new open space. They'll sit there and be like, why haven't I been rewarded yet? Well, because you still need to move forward. You're still behind the barrier. It's destroyed, but you're still behind it. Just because you break down a wall doesn't mean that you haven't went past it. The rubble is still there. The second you walk over that and you get to the other side, then you walk past it. But a lot of people will just end up doing half that work and then expect things to come to them as like an enticement, like they're a pig on a, like there's a carrot on a stick and they're like a pig or something. I don't know why I said pig, excuse me, that's probably a bad example. But you know what I mean, like you wanting to be led somewhere. Still, you're wanting like a treat to entice you to walk on through that door, but you're needing to just do it. Like once you break something down, you create something new with it, but you have to walk past it first, see a new light. And again, it's things in the past that's been draining you, or maybe someone in the past who put up this boundary within you. And I'm not going to say they fully put it up. Okay, so let me rephrase this. Let me say this better. Someone in the past that you gave too much energy to ended up not liking something that you were doing or not supporting you, which put a boundary up inside of you to make you feel like you weren't worthy of doing it because of a pedestal you put on someone. And that happens a lot, you know, no matter how big or small the pedestal is, we end up doing that because we end up throwing away our gifts, our path, our talent for someone else because we think it's going to help them and please them, due to a lack of being able to really please the self. Again, it's a corruption factor within the self that needs to be seen. What are you doing to yourself that's allowing a corruption to happen? What are you not allowing yourself to see truly with yourself? What are you allowing yourself to prevent yourself from doing? And how can you stop doing that? This is what you're needing to do. And it's really going to be about forgiveness of the self, not blaming yourself, not saying you did anything bad. And Jin wants to come out. So again, this is definitely like an entity attachment, or just some form of attachment that you've had that won't leave. And it could have been an attachment to a flesh, because Jin are like demons and within human form. It's very important to make sure that you don't have any sort of attachment to the physical, or anyone from the physical that's created things in your life, because cauldron, there, it's the emotional value, it's the water bubbling, it's the fact that you're in this boiling point with things around you. You're needing to really concentrate on what you're creating with your feelings, with the water, with the cleansing that you're going through, so that you know what to do. Because again, we have spring, and the spring it's coming up. It's horror. Anyway, with the spring, it's growing. You're growing, but there's this fear of it. It's like, I don't want to, grow too big. I don't want to, XYZ. It's the same feeling of like, I don't want to have too much, because if I have too much, I'm gonna XYZ, and then people are gonna think this about me, and yada yada yada. But that's just how you think about those people, and instead of seeing that as just like an external thought, and that's not true, you end up internalizing it, and coincidentally making it harder for yourself to go down the path that you're desiring. So really just see your opinions on people. And what the biggest thing I see from a lot of people is a lot of people go, I don't like rich people, or I don't like wealthy people, or I don't like people with a lot of money because they XYZ. And unfortunately, that puts a blockage between you and getting that. Because if you want a lot of money, if you want the abundance, no matter how much a lot is, if whatever your amount of a lot is, you're already putting up a conundrum for your subconscious, because you're like, I thought you said you don't like that type of stuff. I thought you didn't like those type of people. So now you're not going to get what you're desiring, because in order for you to get what you desire, you have to resonate with them at some point, and you're not wanting to do that. So you have to like change the way you think about people and things and people's lifestyles. You just have to remember that it's not all the same. And a lot of people don't realize that. It's like honestly a really sad cycle that a lot of people are stuck in, where they're like, oh, eat the rich, kill the rich. No, no one should have that much money. But then when they ask for like a little bit more money, or like a boost in their life, they don't get it, and it's because they don't want that. They've already declared how they feel about it so strongly that they're not going to get it, and it's very unfortunate to see people walk down that path. So again, this is like the fool's journey. There, I know it says actor on there, but I'm going to take fool. Don't, and as well, I'm going to play and say this as well because the actor's there. Don't play a role that's not yours. Don't ruin yourself. Like, be real with yourself. Like, really, really be authentic and see if you desire something or not. Find the balance. Find the balance of worlds. There is a balance that can be created. You're just needing to find it. You're needing to find that balance and move forward with it. And that might be a very confusing point for you. But at that point, when you're met with that confusion, ask yourself questions. Why can't I find the balance? What would the balance look like? And don't go around asking other people for what your balance is going to be, because it's your balance, and your balance is going to be what you need fully. It's not going to come from someone else's point of view. It's not going to come from someone else's words or someone else's life or experiences. It's going to come from what you need. It's going to come from deep within you. Of course, asking for guidance is always okay, but don't depend on someone else to give you a full answer. They can only tell you what you know already, that but you're not paying attention to. Um, you may also be confused by certain things are ending, or why a certain ending is happening as well. And the best thing about that is just to don't question why that ending is happening. You already know why. It's happening because it's not the best for you. So what you're needing to do is really expand and grow so that you can see the brighter side of it. There's always a brighter side, and that's what you're needing to see. Is like this death, this ending is causing space for you to do what you actually desire to do, giving you energy and room for things that really matter to you. Because again, it's something that you already see. It's something that you already see coming. This ending is something that you already see. It's already been foretold. Like, you just know it's going to happen. There's not a question or a doubt of it not happening. You just know it's about to happen. You just know that something's not going to last. But at the same time of that not lasting, don't put your energy in the fear of that. Put your energy into knowing that a new thing is going to come up and take its place. So you're no longer needing to do that old way of being. And again, what comes around goes around. So really, again, focus on what you're wanting. Because if you're focusing on, oh, this is ending and now I'm scared, nothing is going to work out, guess what's going to come right to you, knocking at your door. Now all those doubts, all those fears, all that misery is going to be like, hey, you called for us, now we're answering. And you kick that out. You don't keep it in and make peace with it. You kick the misery and stuff out. I don't want you, I don't have to feel miserable. That's not what I'm here to do. Life isn't miserable. I'm the one that's just miserable, and I need to figure out what the fuck's going on inside of me so that that misery can leave, because it's only there because I called it in the first place, right? If you start saying things are going to grow, things are going to get better, I'm going to put a few days of effort into saying good affirmations and doing those things, is it going to change for you? And that's what you really need to focus on. Again, what comes around goes around, and what you attract will come to you. And that's what you're needing to do, is ending these cycles, seeing what's ending and being like, okay, cool, I'm gonna let you in, I'm gonna let you die, I don't care anymore. When you want to revive, you will revive, and it'll be perfect timing, and everything will be good and dandy. What can I do now? Just ask, what do I need to do now? Since this is ending, what can I do to replace it? What can I do to grow in its place? What can I do to expand on what I already have? If this thing's taking up too much of my time and energy, what do I need to do differently? Right? And then take that gamble, take that turn, take that shot. Don't be afraid to. Don't be shy or embarrassed. It's like going to stand-up comedy for the first time ever and doing something with that. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to show yourself for who you really are. Don't be afraid to um like be you. It's like an authenticity thing, because a lot of people, even though they say like I'm not afraid to be myself, I'll be authentic in everything. When the test comes and they don't pass it, it's like, oh, it must have been someone else or something else. It's like, no, it's the fact that you weren't being authentic. You want to know why you didn't get hired to that job? It's because it wasn't actually for you. It was only beneficial to your ego and your ego's way of thinking rather than your soul's way of thinking. So you didn't get it. It's not authentic to you. But what you actually want, and you know that deep down. So even when you do get the opportunity to do those things, it doesn't work out for you, right? It's something about using your gifts. What are you gifted? What are your gifts? Everyone's gifted. If you say that you're not gifted, that's just you throwing out your gifts. You are gifted. Everyone has a special talent and a gift. It's just that you don't believe in yourself enough to actually do it. It's because you don't believe in yourself enough to actually create what you're trying to create. As an artist, I understand that completely, because every day is a struggle day. I have spent like 5 years on one album that I have constructed and deconstructed and flipped around and tore apart and stretched like putty. That's, I think, just now being finalized. I say I think just now being finalized because I'm gonna make some changes to it already. I can already feel it, but it's about not putting that doubt. Letting it take its time to grow. You're gonna shock. It's like there's a shock value to this. There's this value of, you'll be surprised about your gift. You'll be surprised of how far you'll actually go when you fully start in including your gifts. And I'll use this as an example too, because um, I've put a lot of thought into this. I always try, like, I've tried getting hired at multiple places. you know I've tried getting hired here, they said no. I tried going to metaphysical shops, they said no. But what really stuck with me was the metaphysical shops. And whenever I'd go out to like try and DJ other places, they wouldn't accept me and all these things. And it wasn't because I wasn't fit for it. I'm very fit to be in a metaphysical shop, right? It's just what I do. But it wasn't for me because I don't stand for lies. I don't stand for people who lie. I don't stand for fallacies. I don't like people um telling falsities. Like, I want truth. I want hard evidence of things. I don't want to be controlled. I don't want to have to be on like a schedule. I would rather it be one certain way, right? And that's what I would desire, because that's just what I want. There's no ego attached to it. That's just what I'm wanting to do. My soul doesn't feel right doing it. My ego only wants to do it for like a gratification thing. That's okay. I'll let it be that way, but I'm not going to follow it because it's going to have to listen to Jill, my heart, and go that path instead, right? So all the time I go to metaphysical shops, they always decline me. They always ask, let me see your channel, how do you read cards, all those things, and they end up not liking my style because the way it is. It's just however, right? It doesn't matter to me. I always throw a joke up with my friends that they're just jealous that I can actually read cards and they can't, because it's just funny to joke like that, even though it's a deflection for sure. It's a joke that's made, right? And with the DJ stuff, I'm not really accepted to other places, and I like to put it on. I like to put it on both the metaphysical and the DJing thing, where I just can't drive, and it's like, well, that's a big issue whenever it's not, because I'm already part of a DJ group that literally, like, I have people come and get me all the time. It's not a big issue. The issue with it is I don't fit in with certain groups. I don't fit in with the have sex, do drugs, party all fucking night long group. Even though people in the DJ group I'm in like have that lifestyle, and I don't judge them for it, I just don't do it. I don't go out. I don't get invited out. I don't get jealous for not being invited out. I don't fucking throw it in a circle. You know what I mean? That's not me. So I don't fit in with those groups. So even though my ego is like, oh, do this, my soul's like, I don't fit there. It's a resonance. I don't need to be there. If I was there, I would be more uncomfortable than comfortable, because I just wouldn't fit in. And it's not the full fact that I wouldn't fit in, but it's more of everyone would know that wouldn't fit in. And it puts out this barrier on both parties where If one person knows they don't fit in and a group of other people know they don't fit in, there's this, some people know exactly what I'm talking about, especially if you're a DJ or do anything within the arts. You know what I'm talking about. It's not competition. It's not like pettiness. It's this, why are you here? And it's not even like in a mean way. It's like no one really interacts. No one really actually talks because of that barrier. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it is. I need to like do more research on it because it's interesting. But for the fellow artists out there, you can tell whenever you collaborate with certain people on songs or arts or whatever, or you go to certain areas, you can feel it. It's like you don't look like you belong here, and it's that spirit connection. It's that spirit that's like, hey, this spirit here does not do what we do, but they're here anyway. So either we've done something wrong, or they're about to do something wrong, and it's that weird vibe. It's always there, and a lot of people, don't look at it that deep, but that's what's going on. So when I notice those things, when I sit back and think about like, so what's going on with those things, it's not because of a curse put on my life. It's not because of me not putting an effort. It's genuinely because my soul does not resonate with it. And if my soul doesn't resonate with it, it's not going to do what it's desiring to do. I'm going to stick on a path that's desirable for me. And even if I do stretch out and do something that is not desirable, it's just not going to work out. It's not even going to be accepted. And it's just how it is. It's how it is when you fully walk your destined path, is you're supposed to walk that destined path because you never know what's going to happen. You can't just jump off your path because of that fear. I mean, you can, but when you do that, it puts you in this void of, oh, should I go back because now I feel weird for doing this because I don't really actually want this. It's giving me too much consequence. It's giving me too much of a pushback, of a barrier to go past, and I'm not really wanting to do that, right? And again, this is that trapped energy. So you might even be shocked about how you've trapped your gifts, how you've allowed yourself to cling on to other people's opinions or cling on to so many other things to stop you from going on your path. You've allowed an invisible fear to stop you from moving. Yeah, you've given yourself this false ID by masking yourself. You've identified things incorrectly. You've allowed yourself to be bamboozled by yourself. And it's time to like notice where that's coming in at. It's time to really see that for how it is, so you can move forward, so you can reach higher lights, reach higher places. And even though you do take steps to do it, again, it's going to take time. A lot of people, because I see this all the time, and it's stupid, it's arrogant, and I just do not like it. Nor do I like the people that do those types of things. They don't really help. And it's not that I don't like the people. I don't like the spirit that they allow to attach themselves to it. Whenever people go, oh, you should do this, oh, you should do that, or oh, you need to do these things, but they don't do anything else to help that cause. Um, for instance, it like whenever people, because it's not just me, it's everyone I see. I've seen it happen to so many people. But whenever people do like fundraisers and stuff, they're like, hey, donate here, do this, do that. And then you have all these people who throw in their opinions of, oh, do this, do that, but they don't do anything to help those things come to fruition. They don't involve themselves. They don't share a post because of their own fears or restrictions. They sit there and go, oh, I'll pray for you, which is not doing a damn thing at all. They're not, when you pray, you're praying to yourself. It's giving thanks to yourself. So how the fuck are you going to pray for someone else whenever you're just giving thanks to them, to yourself? Like, overstand that type of thing. Like, that's what you're needing to really see. And a lot of people don't overstand that. A lot of people don't see that as as it is, but it is. When you pray to yourself, you're talking to yourself, you're giving yourself the energy, you're giving the divine inside of you that clarification of, hey, I'm proud that I did this, let's do more of it. Or I'm thankful for all these things that I've given myself. That's what's going on, from the God within you to the flesh that's hearing it. But a lot of people like to give their opinions. They're, oh, you should do this, oh, you should do that, or oh, you followed my advice, whenever you never took that person's advice in the first place. You never paid attention or seen that person. It's just that ego inflation that these people have. And you need to understand that allowing those types of people to kind of like be around you and to convolve you into believing that it's going to be one way, or believe that they're out there trying to help you. If they were, they would be doing other things. A lot of people, um can help, and it's not that it's hard to help, it's just that they decide themselves not to, and this is where it comes down to you, because and I like how this card came at the sacral chakra, because it is damaging to your sacral chakra, it's damaging to your sensuality, it's damaging to your self-image. It makes you feel like you're not worthy of stuff anymore. It makes you feel like you have to dim yourself. And I know dimming yourself has a lot to do with your solar plexus, but with your sacral, that's with your expression, your sensuality, your sexuality, everything of that nature, where you're able to be real with yourself. And when people start doing that type of thing, and deep down inside they're not doing anything, it puts a blockage on you. And not only does it put a blockage on you, but on that individual that's doing those things, it puts a blockage on them, because they know their actions that they're taking, whatever actions they're taking, and that's going to put a blockage on them if they're doing something that goes against their will, or goes against something that they were supposed to do. People love to give advice, but they don't actually like to help in any way, shape, or form. And that's a very unfortunate thing, but that's what people go down. It comes down to like a heart chakra. Like, where is your heart at? What do you want to do? What are you desiring to do? What are you desiring to see happen for someone in their life if you are helping someone else? What are you desiring to see in your life? Regardless, right? What can you do to get them there? What boundary can you throw away to actually help that person get there? You know what I mean? It's the same thing with like small independent artists or small businesses. They're always like, it doesn't cost anything to like and share so you can get the post in the algorithm. But how many people actually do that anymore? How many people actually share the post anymore without, it doesn't happen as much. The support, the lack of community comes from the people ironically wanting a community. And it's weird, because those that are wanting that strong knit community, they're not engaging in a way that a community would be. They're sitting back and waiting for it to be built so they can hop on the train later, which those people don't need to be part of a community in the first place, because they didn't do a damn thing, and they got to go. They can go on an island with themselves. They can all do that. But again, it's these devilish actions, it's these low vibrational actions, it's these addicting actions, it's these devils, it's the devil energy. Like, it's not beneficial, it's fake, it's phallus, it's not real. And this is the battle that you have to see within yourself and within others. How others will say they want to help and all these things, but they don't truly do anything to really boost you forward, to really give you that support, to really give you the love, the responsibility, the acceptability of not only your actions but theirs as well. Um, but all in all, be very conscious of what you're doing, not only to yourself but to others, because what you do to another is just a reflection of what you do to yourself. Whether or not you want to accept it as such or see it as such, it's very true. So we're gonna get a few animal cards, and we'll see what the animal cards want to say. We'll see what the pocket. I keep calling them the. No, that's the right way. The pocket animal spirit. We'll get like a few more shuffles, and then we'll take the bottom, then split in the top. There's nothing swimming out. We'll just go ahead and do that. All right. So let's go ahead and get this. Where is the first one? All right, we have elk. Stable, resilient, headstrong, and the father. The elk represents the earth element in its masculine form. This means it provides underlying support and stability amidst life's many changes. An elk personality, whether male or female, is fully established in themselves and knows their core values. They become known and respected for acting in ways that uphold those values. Sometimes the elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part, they make damn good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. The world the world needs more elk energy. When in balance, supportive, kind, and consistent. When out of balance, pretentious, high and mighty. To bring into balance, eat and drink more consciously. We have wolf, guardian of family and tribe, activism and ritual. The wolf's mission is to uphold the well-being and longevity of the pack. Healthy wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts, or teachings, religious or political studies. The wolf gets into trouble when it assumes every member of the tribe must follow its suit. This includes children walking in their parents' footsteps. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, pacing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. Contemplate the following: embrace all, exclude none. When in balance, reliable, democratic, and fearless. When out of balance, judgmental and dominating. To bring into balance, practice letting go. We have air energy next. Okay, well, thank you. The eagle, all pervading power, true seeker, and transforms karma. The noble eagle emanates the light of the sun. This great bird is both physically and spiritually strong and represents air. It represents mastery over the elements of fire and air. When the eagle appears, you'll soon be thrown into the karmic fire for the sake of your transformation. The eagle pushes us to be our best and brightest selves and stop at nothing to see us shine. Grasp the sun in your talons and hold on for the ride. You are stronger than you think, eagle child. When in balance, bright, radiant, and challenges. When out of balance, controlling. To bring into balance, step into the unknown. And then last but not least, we have dragon. Well, wherever dragon is. Oh, well, it's right here. Nice. The dragon, seeing one's most true self and balancing the ego. The dragon sees everything. The essence has been with us since before our first breath and will be there at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionaries, and can easily drop into a witness consciousness, almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves. When we look in a mirror deep into our eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self or the one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon breathing transformative fire into every cell of our bodies. Witnessing this omnipotent energy, even for a brief moment, helps us to surrender and let go. When the dragon guides us, we hop on its back for a ride, and as we traverse, oh my gosh, the book is so small. Even the most difficult terrain, the dragon's eyes see beauty everywhere. It is said that that if a yogi does not see the beauty in the world, their agni is dim. Agni is described as inner fire or sacred intelligence. May even the mention of the dragon stir the embers of intelligence within you. The dragon in the third chakra. The subtle energy of the dragon lives in the navel center in the Manipura chakra. Manipura translates the city of the hidden gems. Behind its gate burns the fire of our transformation and digestion. The sages believe health of the fire at the navel center is what governs our ability to clearly see both inner and outer dimensions. So yeah, the sacral, the heart, and the solar plexus, which I'm pretty sure we talked about yesterday. I'm pretty sure we did. Um, so really paying attention to those areas. Those areas need work. Seeing what may be blocking them, seeing how you can fix those areas, all those things are important to do. But we're gonna shuffle these 7 times, and whatever just comes out, as always. Oh, that's it. Was that another one? Okay. We'll pop out if it is. Pick the bottom of the split. So we have Sitael, God of Hope, construction of the universe, helps with great works, protection from advisories. Umabel, God above all names elevated, affinity and friendship, obtains the friendship of anyone. Belulaya, God, king, and ruler, prosperity, destruction of the enemy, and deliverance from bondage. Hoyel, God who supports the universe, fame and fortune, fulfills any request. Iazel, God who rejoices, divine comfort, gives consultation and protection from one's enemies. Daniel, God the merciful judge, eloquence, gives answers to those in doubt. Elahia, God the eternal lasting, success, protection from magistrates. Rael, the expected God, liberation, delivered from enemies both visible and invisible. And last but not least, Habuhaya, God the kindest giver, healing, preserves health, and cures diseases. With all that being said, though, that is the reading. Thank you, angels. Thank you, God, Mother, Father. Thank you, all the beings, the spirits, ancestors, past overs, loved ones, uh, ancestors that are here. And thank you all for being here as well, collective. Thank you for all the support, likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, whether they are energetic or financial. And if you are looking to donate to the fundraisers that we're running, be sure to go to the links in the description and share and donate to them, to the Cash App, the Venmo, or the PayPal. Or if you can't donate, be sure to share the short that we have of the donation, and share the flyer as well. You can just screenshot the flyer. It's in the community tab, and share it places. If you're already on my Instagram or following the Facebook page, it's on there on the stories, and you can just share those stories as well. Regardless, there's multiple ways to get the message out, and it's just going to help keep me afloat, keep the business afloat, get better equipment, get a better laptop as well, so I can actually start making videos in a better way, start doing things better, making more animations for the meditation music and for the trauma series and all sorts of stuff of that nature, as well as just getting more supplies for the classes as well that we're doing. But regardless, however you're wishing to support, I'm greatly appreciative of it. I love you all to the moon and back, tenfold and forever, and I will see you all later.